Some people are going to come back in. So we've had Johanna leading the lab wonderfully, the first part. So maybe a round of applause for the first. You can put your voice to rest a little bit, and I'll put mine a bit into practice. So we talked about identity today a lot, and about how you program according to it, how you organize events according to it. But it also is very speaks for itself that you also have to communicate all these stuff, which is already brought up in the event presentations. And a lot of this communication nowadays happens online. So this is what we're going to focus on: how you can build your identity online and convey it to people. Maybe a quick poll to get everything started. We already did the print, who has their program in print, who doesn't, so now we're going to go to the online realm. So whose cinema has a website? Okay. Are there cinemas without a website? Okay.
I mean, we don't have a website, and this is not the common practice in Turkey. We're only using the ticketing site.
Okay.
We have like ticketing websites.
Okay. And then maybe moving on to the next platforms that are quite typical for cinemas to use. Who has a Facebook page? It's still actually almost everyone. Who has an Instagram page? Okay, I think that's the most of it so far. Then the cinephile, social media, the Letterboxd. Who other cinemas using Letterboxd? Okay, it's not half, I would say. And then also maybe a bit of the elephant in the room, TikTok, the biggest social media.
User and co-founder of the platform.
Well, it's very telling because TikTok is the biggest social media platform around, but art house cinemas are not yet that much on it. But maybe, is it worth it? Is it worth the staff, time, cost that come with doing another social media platform? Well, we'll talk about it today, or now. We're going to start with two presentations from Marc and Magdalena. They will elaborate a bit on their whole communication strategy, how they communicate their identity online. And after that, we're going to go into quick presentations, so I emphasize the quick part, hopefully, on the separate social media platforms. I will start off with Instagram, Facebook, Letterboxd, and TikTok. And we'll end the whole day, we'll wrap up with a workshop which ties the eventification and the communication all together to wrap everything up nicely.
What about WhatsApp community?
I wanted to ask, are there any other maybe social media platforms that you really use avidly? So WhatsApp?
WhatsApp community.
WhatsApp community, okay. Also WhatsApp? Telegram, yes.
Telegram you use. Oh, yours.
Okay.
Maybe in the 3000.
Okay. I've also heard about Bluebird, Blue Sky, okay. Yeah, I've heard that also before. X, I don't know, LinkedIn for festivals is apparently quite convenient, but we can't cover all of them, guys. So let's just start with the two presentations. So to the front, Marc, please. Thank you.
So I actually do have two problems. One is more a private one. I want to address. The other one is marketing in our cinema. So the private one is I am married. And there shouldn't be a pause because on Sunday we have our 10th anniversary, wedding anniversary, and I don't have a present, so I need ideas. So the other thing is our marketing. There's not really a strategy for having a coherent marketing thing. So that's the other thing I want to maybe ask you. I brought our program. So this is the thing we print. It has each month it has a different color. I don't know why it was like that, but it's like that. And when I started 3 years ago, the pictures even were black and white, so make it more more like an art house cinema. So. But I changed it, so now it's all color. So if you want to have a look, you can. I wanted to start with the numbers because I started here. I came in here in 2023 as the general manager. It is a cooperative cinema, so that means there was no small cinema in Würzburg anymore. So people came together and wanted to create one. And they all put in money and they worked voluntarily for 5 years. And then they had to leave it. It was an old school building and they said, no, you have to go out. And the name of the cinema is Central. So it used to be Central in the city center, but they had to move out and they built a new cinema into an old brewery building. So it is cellars. Breweries, old cellars, the biggest is 166, and then 112 and 38 seats. So when I came in, this is COVID, so it dropped really, and there was no money, so not much. So I used to work for Universal Pictures, and the boss told me, we didn't talk much, but one time he told me, there's marketing, they spend the money, and there's sales, where I worked, you gain the money. So marketing normally costs something. So yeah, there was not much money, so not much to do. So the monthly program, I already told you, it is, to be honest, it is just the films we are going to show. So there's no schedule.
Right.
We do it weekly, so it's just, that's what you're going to have next month. Social media, so this is how it works. Actually, what I do, I just write to Gisela. She used to be theater manager. I write her an email and tell her I want to show these movies next month. And at the end, she comes out with this. I just check it. But I don't like the design. It's too big. It's too. I want to make it different. But don't
Can you maybe pass one, like, so
Sure.
we can pass it from hand to hand?
Yeah.
It's German, so. So she quite works independently. So then we have my good colleague Surya. He does Instagram, Facebook, all the social media. I don't have any clue what he does. I look at it. He just does it freely. There's no, yeah. I don't have any idea of social media. I don't like it, so. So we have another person, and she does the newspaper things. And she also does her own newsletter, so she creates it. Then there's another newsletter. It's not ours, but it's from the company that sells our online tickets, Kino. And I want to change it from only one newsletter and only this one, because we have like our own newsletter from the cinema has like, I think it's around 1,000 people, and these have like 10,000. Because every ticket you sell, you automatically get to the newsletter. So it would be nicer to reach 10,000 people than 1,000. So what we do, we show these DCP slides before the screening, and we have posters in and around the cinema. So that was before I came. So this actually is the cinema from outside. So when I started, I went into the cellar, and there was this, but not used, but only, so I found this place right in front of the cinema. So the stair here goes up here, so this is, and the problem is we are not in the city, so people drive by. So this is the way into the city, out of the city. So I thought I have to put it somewhere where people who come by see that this is a cinema. Because when I started, I talked to my hair cutter, for example, and I told her I work in a cinema, and she said, "There's a cinema?" So, to show people there's a cinema, so that's why it's only small, but it says Kino here, so people know it's cinema. Yes, we started with a new website. Now you can also use it on mobile devices. I think it's much nicer. We started buying ads on Instagram. It was, I don't know if you do it, one director came by and she told me she has like every city, she goes to every city in Germany, or almost every city. And she says before she comes, she pays like 30 euros to Instagram, and then people know because... And it worked quite well, so we gained some followers. Then we became part of Cineville. I don't know if you know everybody knows what it is, or
Yes. Yeah, that will also be explained.
no?
We'll get into that. We'll get
Okay.
yeah.
Then we started Letterboxd. Yeah, and the last thing I did, so this was, I told you it was in the cellar, so it didn't cost anything. So this one is Cineville ad. It is paid in from Cineville, so we don't pay anything. And it has our logo. And we are the only cinema in town who's part of Cineville. And then I started with this. So this I asked the owner if I can hang it there. With this I didn't ask. And what's nice about this, it gets paid. So I ask if anybody who brings out a movie wants to hang it. So it's like 300 euros for 4 weeks. And also, you probably do it also. I sell the first page of the program and the last page. And so one of the things I know we have to do is work more together, because right now my colleague Gisela, I told you I write her what movies, so then she looks for the texts and the pictures, and then she has it on her computer. So then my colleague Surya, he does all the Instagram, all the Facebook, so what he does, he looks for the pictures and the text. So. And then my colleague Marlene, she does the newsletter, so what she does is, so you get the idea. So we do the same thing 3 times, and yeah. So I would like to have a new logo, because I think the idea was to have it 3-dimensional, but if it's on a big screen before special screenings, it just looks like if you had a 35mm projector and it wasn't really focused. So it's yeah, and so the idea is like rebrand it or make it look more recognizable, so that Instagram looks like the printed program. But how to do it, or now we have some money, so we could, I don't know, afford an agency or something like that. But I'm not really sure if it's a good idea, or do it yourself, or. Thank you.
Thank you, Marc. I think this was a really good example of, I think what will be relatable to a lot of cinema, specifically in communication, is that oftentimes it's a lot of people doing little parts of it. Unless you have one, or the money to have one separate person for communication, it happens quite often that communication is fragmented a lot, and then indeed this can happen, that there's a disconnect between the team. who has to run what, and that you don't do the same task over and over again. So I think, is this relatable for other cinemas? Yeah, I guess so. So you're not alone in this, I want to say, and
Nice to
we can
hear.
talk. Yeah, right. We can talk about it. So it's the same in my cinema, by the way, and I'll talk about it later. So now we'll welcome to the stage Magdalena, who's also going to discuss their communication.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you already know, I'm the director of the oldest cinema in Wrocław, one of only 2 art house cinemas in the city of nearly 700,000 people. Tomorrow I will be talking about what we do and who we do it for, but today I want to talk about how we wrap it all up. Branding and communication are my true loves. My education, I'm a communication specialist with focus on branding. Before joining DCF Cinema, I spent years as a brand manager and I was a coordinator of rebranding process for a big city institution in Wrocław after European Capital of Culture, Wrocław 2016. That's why I know how crucial is that a cinema brand, in my case of DCF Cinema, doesn't sound like a collection of random ideas, but like a powerful, recognizable identity. My fellow speakers will focus on specific tools like TikTok, Instagram or Letterboxd, but I want to zoom out and talk about consistency across everything, from printing materials to outdoors materials down to the boring official letterhead used for contracts. Even the font used on toilet out of order sign matters. At first my staff thought I was crazy when I refused to sign contracts and documents without DCF logo, but they quickly realized that I'm not crazy. It was about identifying with the brand we all work for in every single action we take. So before we dive into specific case, I have to explain the omnipresence of the letters DCF. It's an acronym for our institution's name in Polish. Our entire design grid and visual geometry are built on these 3 letters. We constantly play with them, offering our audience endless variations of these 3 letters. Visual consistency isn't boring, it's a promise of quality. Our audience can recognize a DCF post on Instagram in half seconds, even before they read a single word. The key lies in repetitive elements, a specific color palette, our signature font, a consistent way of framing photos, shapes, and patterns. In a world where everyone scrolls through hundreds of pieces of information, a brand must be like a lighthouse, steady and recognizable from a distance. That's why when an external brand partners with us, we perform a visual marriage. We bring them into our templates and our visual identity system. And on the left side you have original promo materials, big festivals or big events, and on the right side you have promo materials on DCF channels. When is it most important to guard this consistency? Precisely when we have large festivals that already have their own strong visual identities. And our answer, we marry the two. We don't just slap their poster on our wall, we integrate them into DCF world. Even looks obvious. Another challenge, distributors who want to use their own fonts and movie-specific branding for everything. We all know the quality of modern movie posters, but this can be managed. We recently conceived with Disney Plus, who held the premiere of the series Breslau in our cinema, to use our branded welcome screens during the event. And this is the example Cinema at the Castle project without logo, but still strong, connected with DCF brand by shapes, by thoughts. And how many times have you heard you can put your logo in our logo bar as a promotional benefit? Or can we do something in your cinema, in our cinema, we'll put your logo on the poster. I'm allergic to that thinking. Often I'd rather not do the project at all if there's no understanding of branding on the other side, because it's funny, but it's true. At DCF we believe that partnership is built from shared experience, not by being neighbors in a footer at the bottom of posters, because the logo bar is where branding goes to die. When the DCF logo lands next to 5 sponsors, 3 media partners, and 2 tech partners, it becomes visual chaos and visual noise. The viewers doesn't see it. They skip over it looking for another information, actual information. The logo bar, in my opinion, is for bureaucrats and accountants and not for the audience, because for them it's not transparent. Branding ends where the physical experience in the building begins. Consistency is also the smell of coffee in our foyer, and the politeness of the ticket collectors, and the vibe of our interiors. These things sell the brand better than any banner ever could. When we run a campaign, we attack all the senses in the same way. For example, a viewer sees us at the bus stop, hears about us and our program on the radio, and then walks into the cinema to see the exact same graphic on the screen. Our main hall just been, for example, this is a poster in the DCF visual identification photo wall, a poster in the, another poster in the DCF visual identification. And the people are coming to the screening room, cubes on the microphones, cubes as tables, director's surgery branding, but our main hall just been renovated, so I couldn't resist having the counter consist of multiplied wooden letters DCF. The same goes for the poster wall, which are not colorful, but image posters with intelligent calls to action, setting the atmosphere of the wall, which harmonizes with the communication on social media. This builds trust. But remember, if the staff doesn't feel the brand's vibe, the logo is just a sticker on the glass. And in the era of AI and automated marketing, the strongest element of brand is human being. We show them behind the scenes on our social media. We show our mistakes and we show our joy. This is our most effective form of promotion. Consistent branding means the viewer doesn't choose a movie, they choose an evening and DCF cinema. Whether they're coming for a heated debate or costumed ball, they know exactly what to expect in our place. And you might think I'm crazy and that I see the letter DCF everywhere I look, and you're right, but I'm not crazy. I just know that consistent branding isn't just a graphic designer's job, isn't only brand manager's job, it's a management strategy for a cultural institution. That's why I really appreciate your attitude to branding in your cinemas. I've stuck to this idea for 3 years at DCF and it truly brings results. After all, a full cinema screening room is what we are looking for. Thank you so much. Wow.
Okay, well, thank you a lot for that presentation. So I think it really goes to show that there's a spectrum of communicating online, and you can go really far in it. And as we just saw in this example, it's really, really impressive what you're doing over there. So congratulations on that. But again, please don't feel discouraged if you're not there yet,
Yeah.
because we're here to.
It's a process, it's a long
Yes.
process, and don't look at our website because I have 2 steps yet, wayfinding in our cinema and a website. It's a long process, so yeah.
Yes, so for sure, so we're going to talk about now some of the platforms separately, give you some insights, tricks, how to use them maybe better, and we're trying to go quite fast over them, so like maximum of 7 to 10 minutes per presentation, and afterwards we move to the workshop. So I'll start first on Instagram.
Green up.
Is it better?
Oh.
We prefer it like this, or is it the
Yes.
new CC? Okay,
You won't see the screen that much, but you'll see you. So
well, okay. So, yeah, so I'm going to talk about Instagram, and then more specifically, is it not good? Yeah, it's okay. More specifically, its algorithm. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Why do I focus here now on Instagram? Because the app has changed a lot over in only a very short amount of time, especially compared to other social media platforms. So we'll dive a bit deeper into it. Here I list some of the most prominent changes. I think this one, the Reels. It's of course to counter the TikTok revolution. So Instagram is very heavily promoting Reels right now, and it's become super popular in like actually quite a short amount of time. There's stories, of course, that they've been there for a while, but they keep expanding on the way you can engage with them. First it was just emojis, now you can heart them, now you can also leave comments on stories that are publicly visible to other people, so the whole story realm is getting expanded constantly. You can put highlights, there's DMs and group chats. This is also something you shouldn't underestimate. I think most people, also privately, are probably in some group chat on Instagram, I think. So it's really also one of the driving forces, and especially things that get sent into them. The format of the posts keep changing. The times when the Instagram was a square are long gone. You can now horizontally, vertically. The formats also of your own profile changed. They're now not longer square, they're a different grid, so everything changed. Also, another very important one is that you can put more than one picture in one post. You can swipe through them. It's called carousel. You can collaborate with other profiles, which we've touched upon. And very recent one, I think maybe only 1.5 months, is that you can now repost posts, and just the position of every single button changes every other week or something. So let's get into it. So yeah, let's collaborate on it, talk about it, because it doesn't make sense if we all try to fight the algorithm separately. So I'm going to share some insights so you don't have to maybe do it yourself as much as you would have to otherwise. Context. This is the Instagram page I run, Cinemas at Leuven. It now has almost 6,000 followers, so guys. No, but context, I don't know anything about social media. I didn't study it. I didn't do anything with communication. I use Instagram in my private life. Not much, like not more than other people my age, I would say. But yeah, so I didn't know anything about it. I took over our Cinema's Instagram account like in September last year, so it's also not been that long. But I just allowed myself, also maybe for the context, because no one else had the time to do it. And I kind of enjoy it, so I was like, guys, I'll take it, I'll take it. And let me just do something with it. And I allowed myself to like trial and error. So this is still a period where I'm just trying stuff out, and if it doesn't work, then I'll archive it, or I'll keep it up to show the fail, or I'll see what sticks and go from there. So this is what we're doing right now. So we're very far from the very coherent communication strategy on all platforms. I'm just trying stuff out. Just maybe something that is important to keep in mind. This doesn't exist anymore. The old Instagram logo. It used to be built chronological. So if you would post something and you have like over the years established 3,000 followers, great for you. But those 3,000 people will not see your post anymore. It used to be like that. You were sure if you had a following of 3,000 and they were online, they will see it. That's not the case anymore at all. Now Instagram is algorithm based, so completely you have to really keep that in mind in deciding what you will post and why. So how does the new algorithm work? And actually it's more than one, because there's a lot of factors coming into play which decide what you will see or not. It's not just you as a cinema page, it's also the user and how they interact with Instagram. So it's a very complex network of rules that decides what post will work and what won't work. But the bottom line of it is that once you post something, it will be shown to two separate segments of people, small ones by the way. You will have your loyal audience, and if you are ever on Instagram, like either of your cinema or personally, you will notice it's probably always the same 5 people who are the ones liking it very fast. That makes a lot of sense. They are engaged with your profile, they want to see your content. Usually it's your colleagues and you, and, and some other fans. So yeah, that's your loyal audience. So they will see it very fast, very soon, and like it probably immediately. Then, believe it or not, Instagram actually also will show your post to non-followers, because the algorithm really wants to find people that will engage with the content. Instagram wants people to be on the app, right? So they want to find people who will like it for a short while. Because after a very short while, and I have no idea how long this is, by the way, I mean, I have no clue, but it's not that long, Instagram will actually already make a decision. Is this post worth to be shown to others or not? And it depends on how this first little segment of people reacts to the post. So if people of your loyal audience, so those 5 friends, are finished, and after that there's no one left liking it, of the ones that they decide to show it to, they will slow down. They won't show it to all your others. So if you've built again an audience of 10,000 followers over the year, it doesn't matter actually. They will not be shown the post anymore if it's not engaging with the first batch. Same goes of course for the non-followers. If non-followers don't engage with it at all, they'll just stop showing it to non-followers. So this is really the driving force, and I think it's very important that you keep in mind that that really changes the way that you should use Instagram as a cinema. It's not your programmation booklet anymore. Like you have to stop doing it anymore. So what is then, I've said now engagement, people will engage with the post, but what is engagement in 2026? It's a lot more than likes. You used to just have 2 functions on Instagram, it was liking and commenting. They're still there, they're still quite important, but there's a lot more to them. The most recent addition is the reposts one. It's very new, but it's also getting some weight in the algorithm to make it more important. Same goes for private DMs, so again, that's why the chats and the group chats of people are actually important, because you want your post to be sent to a group chat, basically. That's what you're kind of trying to do, and it being saved. For, I don't know, sometimes I see people saving my posts and I wonder myself, why would you save that? But hey, so this combination of actions is what drives what is engagement, and you have to make all of them as high as possible, basically. Yeah, why does Instagram do this? More engagement, more time spent on the app, more revenue. It's just how Instagram works. They want you to be on the app for a long time, as long as possible, actually. So what this results in is that Instagram will heavily promote engaging content and heavily neglect non-engaging content. So if you have had posts with only 10 likes in the recent months, I don't think you're alone. It happens. When it just doesn't pick up very fast, it's kind of lost from the beginning, actually. Here's an example of that. I don't know if you can see it, but it's literally the same post, same concept. Every month we do a short film program. It's the same layout. It's posted around the same time. One was picked up, was not picked up, so we resulted in 29 likes. This one, you can't see it, but it's 1,600 likes. Because it was picked up by the algorithm. We don't put ads on it, so it has nothing to do with that. It's just that this boy has kind of a fan base, because he played in a gay romance film as a teenager, and so it was just his face, and suddenly this event was like 1.5 months ago. It's still getting likes today. So it's actually not really relevant to us anymore because the event is long gone, but Instagram still keeps pushing it, and I can't control it. It's out there in the algorithm and it stays going on. So what is working format-wise in 2026, we've said it before, very short reels. And you have to be engaging from the first second, so people will continue watching. And also so they kind of start playing in a loop, because people maybe have to see them 3 times, you know. So again, more time spent on the app. And the same thing, but on different side of the spectrum, is the longer carousel posts. Because if you can trigger people to start swiping through the whole carousel, again, they're spending quite a lot of time on the app, which Instagram also likes. And then the tone that works best is actually humor and relatability. That's also probably, for example, why I think your videos work in your community, because I guess they're funny. The other side that I'm not pointing out, you can also, of course, rage bait. That's also very popular, but I'm not going to endorse that because, I mean, we're not, we're not doing it. So the tone that works for us, I think best is humor and relatability. So I have 4 advices and 7 tips. I am going.
You're good.
Yeah. Okay. So don't post just to post. Again, don't really stop seeing Instagram as just your program. That's on your website. That's in print maybe. Instagram is something else. Don't try to promote everything you do on your Instagram page. You can never do it. It will not work. So yeah, stop doing that. Instead, try to select the topics that are fit for Instagram. Think of programs you do, events you do, news. It doesn't even have to be a specific film. That is suited for your following on Instagram, and what would they want to see? Like, what would your audience want to see? So, if you, like the days that it was like, oh shit, we have a screening tomorrow, and the director is coming, but the room is empty, it's going to be awkward. I'll just put a quick Instagram post. If it wasn't working before, the post is not gonna fill your screening room. So you have to use different media for that. Instagram is not the place. Stop fighting the algorithm, but work with it. And I really think you should think of your own time spendings or efforts on spending on something. If it's not working on Instagram 3 times in a row, it won't. I'm sorry. You have to focus on something else, try something else, and try to elaborate on that. And most of the time, the trick is, like, your event is actually never the problem, because that's what you're doing. It's your identity. You're doing that for a reason. It's maybe how you sell it to the people, or how you advertise it. So you try to give the same information, but in a different way. And I'll have an example after that, but the best trick is just, if I would see this post and it's not my job, would I share this with someone? Would I like it? If the answer is no, it's boring, then yeah, then it is boring, so also for other people. So an example that I had was, we did ourselves, is annually we do a poster fair, where we hand out all the posters from the year before that we've gathered, and it's specifically targeted towards students. Because they have to make a student card so we can contact them by mail afterwards. And usually it would be quite a dry post, maybe some pictures from the last year of the edition of the fair itself. But this year I asked everyone who was helping, so also we have a youth team, anyway, everyone who was helping, I asked them to hold up their favorite poster, and I made it like a carousel swipe through post saying that we were getting ready for the fair and that it was coming up. And also for our cinema, that was quite, it really had a high viewing count, almost 15,000. Also, it was not like it was just over town, but it was like almost 40% of non-followers saw it. And I think it's specifically because I can't even read it myself anymore, but it was shared like among like almost 100 people send it to someone else. So, and that happened just naturally because it's like what the content that the audience, the targeted audience wants to see. This is what the type of stuff they like. So you wrap the information in the right way for them. So because here you can see 18 to 24-year-olds and 25 to 34-year-olds. That's really the segment that we wanted to reach, and it happened very naturally because the format suited the audience. So. What will also help you in this is the timing. So I explained the mechanism of Instagram now before. So if you only have a few minutes before Instagram will decide what it will do with your post, shelve it or push it, you better post at a time when as many people are online as possible. You can check this, like if you use Meta Business Suite to plan your posts, usually there will appear a suggested perfect timing. It's lying. It's never, it's not. I've tried it so many times, it's not. You can go to your Instagram dashboard, and there you can see more specifically for your Instagram followers when they are online. I suggest you use that instead. But okay, I have no hard proof for this, but I feel like it's fine. So the more people are online, the better, because they can like faster. If it's possible, try to be online yourself as well, to kind of drive up the engagement. It's not, of course, it's not always possible, but if someone comments a question, you can answer to them. If they DM something to you, you can answer them. So it's better, if possible, to be online yourself as well, so you can immediately engage, because you only have this short window in which it matters, actually. Then, I'll give you some practical tips. So, again, the carousel posts. So, that turned for cinemas, I would say they're perfect for giving tips, making lists, sharing reviews or quotes. Of course, keep them concise and short, so they're swipeable. This is a distributor, a Belgian distributor. We will meet with one of them on Saturday, I think, the Cinéaire. For Women's Day, they just made a post, films to watch on International Women's Day, and then they listed, of course, films from their own catalog. I mean, it makes sense. You can also just share this to your cinema if it fits, of course, but this is also the concept you can use to make a list of your own. So this is really the type of content that these carousels make sense for, and they're actually very easily applicable for cinemas, I would say. Copy what works for others, but of course keep it true to yourself as well. Try to switch it a bit around so it fits with your identity. An example which I really am a big fan of is Mubi, maybe not the platform itself anymore, but okay, Mubi, they do like the guess the film every other time. They keep it super dry. Their caption is just guess the film, period. And then they'll share some visuals, or how do you call it, stills. Some stills from a film. The stills itself are not iconic or anything, and it's sometimes quite hard to like figure out which one it is. And the most fun part is they never say. So it's in the comments. People are left guessing, which makes them comment more. And you can see here how many likes and reposts and how much is sent to other people. So I tried to copy this a little bit in our cinema as well, because each month we have a secret film in a avant-premiere that we're screening, so you don't know to which one you're going. But I tried to tease it a little bit by blurring stills or pixelating them, and then every swipe it gets a little bit clearer. So people can participate and like DM us. I say not to comment it, but like DM us if they think they know which film it is. And I also put swipe at your own risk, because I don't want to ruin, of course, the surprise. So that's how I copied the concept, but I don't think I'm really stealing Mubi's idea here. It's just an Instagram post.
And even so, we wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Another example, some guys probably are familiar with Kino Rotterdam and with Suleya, who is their marketing queen, basically. She does something very fun, which she calls daily business. It's also very popular on Instagram. It should be a video, basically, but I couldn't put it. She just holds her phone in their cinema, films for like 5 seconds, stop filming, and it's just people walking by, maybe a drink being put on the counter. Okay, she does the same thing from the outside. There's maybe just some snow falling, and then in the end, after a while, she puts these clips together, and you just have very still lives moving a little bit, and it doesn't take any editing, because it's literally this. She's holding the phone like this. She uses the natural sounds. There's no music on it or something, and people really like to see this because it's really engaging. It's really showing your place in a natural way. So this is very easy to do, even if you have no editing skills So that's an easy concept to copy. This is something I can't steal because our cinema doesn't look that nice. So I can't. It's not only outdoors I've done it, when we change the banner or something. But people really like to see sometimes like, oh, they're changing the banner. That's it. and they really like to see it. Look at the likes, look at the reposts it got. Another thing to steal or like you can use, of course, I think most of the people will know, Letterboxd, just like top 4 movies. You can do that. You ask your staff, ask a visitor, and copy this format. It will probably, hopefully work. Practical tip, use movie stars. So the star system is in a way alive and kicking. I would just say it's more Instagram or internet based currently. So share reels, press photos, red carpet pictures of actors that are popular in the realm of Instagram. So it makes sense, of course. I've listed the ones who are, if you don't know. And you don't have to make this content yourself. It's being pushed. Yeah, you can find it, the studio, the actors themselves post it. It's really easy to find this content, and again, usually people really enjoy this, seeing this. Trends, keep an eye on general trends. They don't have to be movie specific, and try to join them or reference them as quickly as possible. So do it quick. Don't do Spotify Wrapped 3 weeks after Spotify Wrapped came out. It wouldn't make sense. Try to do it on the same day. I just used Canva. It was a template in there, and I tried to make funny and relevant, like relatable quotes on there, because one battle after another kept selling out in our theater. Like no one who didn't buy the tickets in advance could go in, and it was a battle literally. People weren't that happy with it. So I kind of made a joke about it, and people thought it was funny actually. And we also have 2 separate locations, but that's not always clear to our visitors, so they're off sometimes in the wrong cinema. They have to like go really fast to reach the screening in time. And that was also a real hit. Like a lot of people shared this because they were like, oh, I've had it so many times. So it worked really well actually. Then another, again, Kino to come. Right now it's Timothée Chalamet versus opera and ballet world. So they had this, this cutout of Timothée Chalamet. The next day after he didn't get the Oscar, they put a tutu on him. It's just a picture, right? And look at the numbers. Like it really works if you're fast enough and you're on the trend, basically. Again, this has been said before. People, people, people. Show your staff. Show faces. People really like to see this. Every time we do like a group activity, or I want to thank my staff, I also take pictures of me doing that, or like of them, and I thank them. If they're dressed funny because it's Halloween, or they're wearing Christmas sweater because it's Christmas, it's just fun to see. You can put it on story posts. People will like seeing that type of stuff. And then it's also been touched on before, collaborations. I think they work best if they're done locally. So like you also do, like a local restaurant with a local cinema. We did this. We did with a local vinyl store. We gave away an LP. We collaborated on the post, but it's best if you say, like, in order to win, you need to be following both accounts. Comment something, comment who you want to take to the film, and then yeah, you get quite a lot of engagement, and you also gain quite a lot of followers very fast from doing this type of stuff. And you know they actually live in your area, and they can actually come to both the vinyl store and both the cinema. So it wouldn't make sense if you do this with a festival on the other side of the world. It's maybe cool, but you can't realistically share audiences. Okay, these are super quick tips. So it does help sometimes to add popular music to your post, but that's more to trick the algorithm. It's not, so if it suits, it suits. Talk back to people in the comments, respond to your DMs, be an active page. So also be on Instagram 10 minutes a day and like comment on other people's posts, and it works. And then also it sometimes helps to share your own posts in your stories. And then also sometimes just forget everything I said, because these were just tips and advices. If your Instagram works and it suits your identity, stick to it. You don't have to become like doing all these things all the other cinemas are doing, or all the other general Instagram pages are doing, because it's what the algorithm wants. If your identity is strong enough, you can actually post still whatever you like. And a major example of this is Cineteca Bologna. They're a huge, of course, institution, but they don't give a, they don't care about the rules that I just mentioned. They just post a horizontal still, one. And this is, took a famous one to recognize, but they also do it. They do this for every film.
Yeah, but it's like Rolex, don't.
Yeah, no, of course. That means to say like your identity matters. So it wouldn't make sense for them to be like giveaway, you know, like they don't need that. So don't do it then. Don't change your identity for Instagram. This is the type of captions they put, very user unfriendly. I don't like, where is the film, where is the, like, what? So, but it works for them. They do really, again, they're a huge institution, but it works for them. So that's actually like, use Instagram to represent your identity and don't change your identity to fit Instagram. That's kind of the message I also wanted to convey. Voila, relax and just try, have fun with it. And I love this post, also with the music. You should, it's amazing. Thank you. So now we're having some quick presentations on the other social medias. So we have Facebook, TikTok, and Letterboxd, and we'll start with Facebook by Tobias.
Yeah, I'm kind of stupid. I don't have a visual presentation. Could you maybe screen our Facebook page? I just have some bullet points. It's me again, so I'm gonna be speaking about Facebook from the Kinodvor view, but it's the same policy we are using in every our cinema in Prague. So, we are using two platforms, Facebook and Instagram, and Facebook serves to us primarily as an informational platform. So, like the core tool we use are events, because I'm not sure if it's working like this in every country, but in Czechia, even young people are used to make their like cultural schedule through Facebook events. They just save them, comment them, like them, and then they have some like cultural schedule in their mobile phones and laptops. So the core tools on Facebook are events, and then we make daily posts. It's usually one post per day, and as I said, we are using Facebook mostly as an informational platform. So it's just, these are just posts to let people know what we are screening, when, and what it's about, and if there's some like special event or added value to the screening. So we just use stills from the movies. We're trying to use these ones that are known to people, to many of people. We use our logo always in the left corner, and then we use copies with a lot of emojis. It's usually two to three sentences just about the movie, the vibes of the movie, maybe just some other work of the directors, and then we have our own short link, because we really don't like bit.ly and these awfully disgustingly long links, so we have our own like links. I'll just check these. So the content we use on Facebook, someone could call it boring, but it's like our, let's see, mission, or it's just the policy that our communications on our Facebooks is just like straightforward to the people, to the core of the program. So it's very simple, visually simple, and so the people are not confused by using our Facebooks. And because of that, I have to say that we also have the Instagram, which will be mentioned by other speakers, but I'll just mention that we use Instagram exactly in the contrary for the backstage, funny, quirky, goofy stuff. We make a lot of reels, we make a lot of recreations of stills from movies, which is like our most successful postings ever. And yeah, so the tone of our Instagrams is to be playful, funny, quirky, on the contrary to the Facebooks where we trying to stay like, I would say serious, and just give the people the basic information we think they need. And if they have if they want to get better view of our cinemas, they just can find our Facebooks. So I think this is the main thing I wanted to say. And also that's for like another discussion, but lately our team, we are talking about the ethical questions about Meta and this Zuckerberg universe. So we were discussing the using of Blue Sky exactly, but we're just afraid that we wouldn't gain the people back. So obviously we are sticking at Meta universe, although we have our like
Reservations.
exactly. And yeah, we also tried TikTok years ago, and it was very successful, but we just stopped using it for like political reasons, because yeah, we don't support that. I think that's all.
Yeah, great.
I wanted to be
We'll quickly move over to Letterboxd right now, but maybe it's also interesting to point out about the Facebook that your page still gains like 100, 200 plus likes on all
I
of
forgot
these.
to mention we pay ads.
That's what I
Yeah,
wanted
sorry.
to say, that you pay for ads on it, because it's
for
an
every
example of how Facebook still works. A lot of people still think it's a dead platform, but if you look at their profile, there's posts up until 1,000 plus likes. So they all, each and every one has a very big engagement, so which is really unique, I would say. So I thought it was interesting to point out that Facebook can work if your audience is still...
Yeah, we still have 16,000 followers.
Yes,
there,
so if your audience is Facebook, it's still worth it
10
sometimes
to
to put...
15 euros for each post.
For each post on Facebook.
Yeah.
You're promoting for each post, right?
Every day.
Yeah. We're
It's a way
paying
of
every
doing
post on Facebook. We have one post daily.
How much are you spending by post?
10 to 15 euros.
Okay.
For one post.
Okay. We'll go with TikTok first. Sorry.
So it's TikTok.
Presentation
So hello, I will present you our TikTok in Kino at Brno. We are two-screen cinema with in a city which is of like 400,000 people. And let's do it. Why TikTok? There is a need to target younger audiences, primarily Gen Z and Gen Alpha, which who are not that frequently on Instagram anymore. They still there, but it's not that much as before. And on Facebook, they are practically nowhere on Facebook. And we wanted to respond into this development in social media. And we wanted to tell young people in our city that our cinema exists at all, because there's a lot of people under the age of 20 that doesn't even know that cinemas outside the multiplex even exist. So we're trying to get to them and trying to tell them that we are there. And what works for us, it's a tricky question, because there is no some strict rules that you can use everybody. But on TikTok, there's more important to do some entertaining content over some polished visuals, so you don't have to, spend a lot of money or time on it. You just can make a TikTok like for 1 minute, and it could be total hit. Then you can try to, I don't know, make it for a whole day, and and it's gonna be like, I don't know, 20 views or something like that. But the very important thing is it must grab attention within the first 2 seconds, because everyone, I think, was scrolling sometimes, and if you're scrolling, you're just scrolling so fast. If you don't see anything interesting in the first 2 seconds, you're just going for another reel or TikTok. So that's another part, fast or dynamic editing. It needs to catch up the eye of the young people mostly. And the important part also is that if you want to make a TikTok in your cinema, the best way is to having someone from Gen Z or Gen Alpha that will help you to better understand the trends and trying to get closer to your target audience. They understand it much better even than me. I don't understand it at all, I would say. But they really understand it. So, for example, we had interns at our cinema. They were like 15, 16, and we showed them our TikTok, and they told us, "Oh, your videos are like over 30 seconds. What is it? it's impossible to watch it." So, and what's really good and even fun to make is our authentic behind-the-scenes videos, or some memes or parodies. And a good thing is use the screening room in a cinema or projection booth or anything, or even the places where people can't go, so they can see the cinema from the other side, from the side of the workers there. And yeah, another important thing, hot trending concepts and sound. That's more important to have it in the first 2 seconds. Then you can connect it with the cinema itself, as I told you before. Yeah, you can connect it with the staff. They see the staff every day there, so they know the faces. They are coming back, so you know we have the staff that work there like 10 years, 20, 12 years, so they don't know who it is and they know the faces, so they can recognize them on the TikTok, and that can catch their attention. And also what I honestly like is everyday issues of ordinary customers. They are struggling to pick up the seat or anything like that. I will show you it on the videos. I hope it will work. Yeah, this is... Yeah. It's like what's happening when we are projecting Wuthering Heights. Yeah. Those are our projectionists and our box office managers, so people know their faces. So it's really easy to make. The worst thing about this is to persuade them to do this. And the people will see how our projection would look, so it's like a bonus. So another, there's an everyday issue of our customers. Okay, so it's really easy to relate. You can pick up the seat when it's too empty. Everyday issues. Another one that Alejandro will like it.
What's that? Brother.
Yeah, that maybe not work outside the Czech, yeah, so. Yeah, so there's another one. This is a really long one, it's like 1 minute. We put a lot of effort to it, but people loved it. Absolutely loved it. This is a bar, this is the people on the bar. They were promoting Twilight Saga marathon. And you can see the inside and outside of our cinema. Yeah.
I seek you out, say you out.
Yeah, sometimes it's more fun to watch them to make the video than the actual video. I'll go to the next. Yeah, this is a really special thing.
All that work and what did it get me?
We bought some, hygienic stuff for women on our bathroom, and we put it on a box, in a green box. We placed it there with the stuff, and
Someone stole it.
Sorry. Yeah, and someone stole it. Yeah, someone stole it. So, and it was a big success. People started to share their experiences of stealing stuff in a work. So it had like, I don't know, 40 comments and like more than, I think, 100,000 K views. But it's a clear message. I think it's important not to hide that something's getting wrong. That someone, I don't know, spray your facade or something. Just show it to people that it's happening. You have to, you struggle with it. You have to take care of it, and yeah, they can relate to it, and you're closer to the people. Yeah.
All that work and what did it get me?
And there is a part 2. It's much more successful because it has, I think, 260K views, which is more than 70% of our city, and it's all organic. We didn't push anything with it, and it's.
This one?
Yes. Just glue the box on the wall, they said. They can steal it, they said. They stole the... Yeah. That's our everyday struggle. Maybe we'll be repeating myself, but the hard thing is to look for some creative youngsters who are comfortable in front of the camera, know the cinema, know the places, know how to promote it, and go to the movies so they know the movies, they know what's happening in the movies and what's popular, and can be relatable to ordinary customers. It's very hard not to be cringe due to a huge number of content, because you have to do content all the time. You have to do waves of content, and sometimes it's just not working. And yeah, to be consistent, you have to be consistent and make a lot of content to have a better chance to success. And yeah, again, manage to grab attention in the first second. That's really important. And also, if something doesn't work on TikTok, it could be a huge hit on Instagram. So we are using our TikTok videos on Instagram, and the numbers are totally different. So it's like recycling the videos on the different social media. So yeah, advertisement, just a few things. We do use paid advertising. I think on TikTok it's like 30 euros per month or something like that. To compare on Facebook and Instagram, we pay like 120 euros per month. We focus strictly on number of views. This is primarily tied to the special promotions and our merchandise or marathons or something like that. And my colleagues evaluated it based on metrics in a business account, the price per view. And advertising always brings new followers. It's always a success. And we figure out that at least 95% of the people who see our videos doesn't follow us or doesn't know us and don't know we exist. So we need to keep that in mind and make it accessible, make it like that someone who never been to our cinema will see it, so they need to understand it. So that's all. Thank you.
Behind schedule, also due to me. So now it's time for Letterboxd. We'll zoom in on that a bit.
Hello, everyone. I'll try to be quick since I'm the last one of the day, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm from Kinodvor cinema in Ljubljana, Slovenia, which is, as a Latvia, a very small country for someone who doesn't know, 2 million people, and the capital city has around 300,000 inhabitants. We started Letterboxd approximately a year ago, So it's still a learning experience. We're still finding out what works and what doesn't. So maybe Alexander, for a second, if we can check our profile, you just click on the Letterboxd sign. Or if, so yeah, this is our profile. We use paid HQ account for companies, which costs us about 100 euros per year. For now, we have 250 followers. As said before, we work in a very small market. We post most of our content in Slovene language since we target local audience, and that's why we do not yet have a big or active base following us. Our editorial structure on Letterboxd is really simple. Actually, we every week we post 2 playlists. One showing what we are screening at the moment, and one talking about what we plan to screen soon. Another thing is stories. Stories are longer articles written more in depth, connected to our more cinephile-oriented programs or thematic film cycles, or special events like Retro 6 we host every year. It's an erotic film night to remember erotic cinema, because our cinema in the 70s was strictly erotic cinema. And these stories are written by program curators or festival program directors, so it's a harder read. You need to take more time. So if we can go back, the Letterboxd reviews section, we use we use to post quotes of film directors, actors who attended our premieres live, and behind the quote we also post the link to the entire Q&A we shot with the crew members. And then another aspect we do most, actually, if we can go back, are lists, so-called lists. And on the example of lists, I'll tell you about our main strategy for Letterboxd, which for now is that we always connect Letterboxd to our older communication channels that are much more established, have much more following. And for these lists, maybe Alexander, can we go back to the PowerPoint? For Letterboxd lists, so we always shoot a very simple video, not as elaborate as a TikTok Jakub, but more serious videos. This is, here you can see Jan, he's our social media guy, so I'm not a social media girl. So, the videos. This is our team at New Year's party, and the first video we ever launched to promote Letterboxd was the video where our team members shared their favorite films. We then posted this video on Instagram and Facebook, and we used more segments to drive people to Letterboxd. So we used the Letterboxd color scheme. In the text we invited people to go visit us on Letterboxd, and also at the end of the video we invited them to come back to Letterboxd to see the full list of films mentioned in this video. I have many of these videos, but maybe we can just check 2 because we are very on a tight schedule. So maybe this one we can you just click here and it goes to the video. It's in Slovene, but you'll get the idea, I guess. And the sound.
Iznih mož, Blade Runner, Green Book,
Ruska ljudje kot vedno.
v mojih sanjah raste vsako noč drevo, mož brez preteklosti, mesečina,
Trije idioti.
stekleničari, žrelo, absolutno Big Lebowski, Lady Bird,
Kleopatra.
interesno območje, Amelin, 8,5 od Federica Fellinija, Kips, Bartonova akademija in A Lonely Place, Bamako in napolno, melanholija,
Animacija Disneyjeva Aladdin.
Matrix prvi del.
So yeah, you get the idea, and then we make a list that is published on Letterboxd. We use these lists and videos of the lists to promote also our current program or upcoming program. So we try to find people that are relevant for a certain subject. So if we can go back to the PowerPoint. Just before starting to screen Luca Guadagnino's Queer, we asked a Slovene queer icon, performer, drag queen, Metod Zupan, to share his favorite drag queer films. We won't look at it. This was the most popular video we ever did. It was just before launching How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies, a Thai movie about special connection between grandma and her grandson, and we asked a specific grandma and her grandson to share their favorite films. This is Mirjana Borčić. She's a Slovene film education pioneer, and her grandson Tosja, his film director. So what came out of it was the list of their favorite films, and this video was very warmly accepted. And maybe a little trivia, Mirjana just celebrated her 100th birthday as our cinema. So, and she still comes around sometimes. So. Okay. And then the festivals we're hosting, we ask a festival director to share his highlights and then make a list. When we launched Oslo Trilogy, again we asked our team to share their favorite trilogies and make a video and a list. The most recent one was on celebrating March 8th. We asked our festival partners, City of Women team, to recommend films that stress feminism, fight for women's rights. The City of Women team had been advocating for women's equality in arts and culture field for many years. So this was also very warmly accepted. For the future, we plan to make more of these videos to bring more people to Letterboxd, because it still has to gain the momentum. We need to grow our audience on Letterboxd. We want to make more stories, present in-depth written articles about specific topics to be educational, spread the horizons. We want to also use reviews and ratings of Letterboxd users and to stick them on certain films that we are currently screening. So we again are connecting the two worlds together, and actually just try to connect all our communication channels with Letterboxd, because we need to help it grow. So I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so everyone from this session who spoke can come to the front, because we'll do a quick Q&A to round things up. Yes? And then we'll get into the workshop a little bit after that. Okay. So, are there any questions for the presenters who were on? Because we talked about a lot. Yes?
Thank you for the presentation. I don't know if how to evaluate the results of all this work, you know, because it takes a lot of time. I don't know. In our cinema, the age is people, older people, maybe for young people. But how you evaluate the feedback if really there is an increasement of people who goes to the cinema with all this work in social media, or how to evaluate this? How do you know if this post or maybe 1 month without any post and the assistance decrease, or how to evaluate this? If you have some way to evaluate
it goes case by case.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at the event, and I can't look at the whole of each and every one event. For example, the poster fair, we only communicated on Instagram. So, and in the printed media, but we know that the print is not being taken up by that many students. So it's safe to say that it was because of the post that the people of that generation were informed on it and they came, because there were like 500 people, so it worked. So I would say go on over it case by case, event per event, if it's also which is the right platform to advertise it on, because yeah, maybe Facebook works for some events, but not for others. So, but it is true that it's more of a feeling sometimes if it works or not. It's difficult to clearly state why are you here because of you saw a Facebook post or not. But actually, I'll be talking about that a little bit tomorrow in the data work session we'll be having. So it will be touched upon tomorrow as well a little bit.
Maybe with some kind of asking people, why do you come to see the movie? Have you seen this Facebook or something?
No, yes, well, we did a huge audience survey on paper. We had a paper to each and every one of our visitors, so we asked them, why did you come? Do you follow us on Instagram, and why are you in the screening? So I will share those results tomorrow in a different section. And for you guys, you have some input on it?
Well, I think when you do it as near as a daily work, you just learn some average likes and commentaries, average like what it looks like, and then you just see if it was successful or if it was good. So I'll just
observing the statistics.
yeah, also.
Sorry?
Observing the statistics.
Okay.
Yeah, because the platforms they offer the statistics for your posts, so you can like see some charts and percentage of success, I would say.
Okay, we have 2 questions, I see. Or does anyone want to say a bit more on this? We have a bit tight on time, so I'll move on to the next question.
I was wondering if all of you have like a specific person that's hired for this, and if it's a full-time job, and yeah, just what it looks like on each of the cinemas.
We have a specific person who does it, Jan from the photo, but it's not a full-time job. He does this for a couple of cultural institutions, not just for us.
Is it all social media platforms, or is it?
Yes, for us he does all of them.
Yeah, we have also a special person for it on a full-time job. She does all the social media, all the marketing, all the ads, all the merchandise we do. So all the things about it, and it's one person, so to do everything.
We also have this person, and it's me.
So we have not a special person. It's my colleague Surya, and he tells me we need someone because it's too much.
So I have a two coordinators for marketing and communication. And we hire a social media agency to each of the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, because it's a lot of work.
Yeah. I got 2 questions. One for Magda. 1.5. How much it cost? All the progress, all the process.
Sweats and a lot of work.
And the second one, how long it takes?
3 years to
3
what?
years. To make
Consistent
or
process,
rebranding.
It was very, very important for me because the all steps are not so expensive as you imagine. It's your work to print this paper with this logo, to make to to make graphic designs with the same specific way. So you make these graphics, and you could make these graphics in a specific way. So it's not so expensive as you imagine, but there is a lot of time to be careful for this specific area, and about wayfinding. It's really expensive, but it's important because we have audience, younger audience, and our cinema is the oldest in the city, and we should be linked on the social media content and the building and in the area inside our cinema. So that's why it's very important to link this sphere.
The second one is for Jakub. If he can help us to make a TikTok account for our cinema.
You have an offer from
I've been in a few TikToks on our TikTok account.
Maybe you can show us your personal.
Okay, we have one more question. Time for one more question? Yeah.
I was wondering, can you already see in the statistics of your audience data that you reach more a younger audience? Because it's a lot of work you put into it, and maybe sometimes you can feel like I'm working for TikTok, not for my cinema, but is it working?
You mean like younger visitors that are really going to our cinema?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's getting better, but it's really like 1% each year, maybe something like that. It's not really that you would notice that there are much more younger people. It's really slightly. Okay. So I think it will take another, like, I don't know, maybe 5 years.
But
or
for
something
example,
like
the Twilight screenings, how were they doing after this TikTok?
The Twilight, I think that the Twilight thing is hit a completely different audience, because the average age was like, I don't know, 30, 28, 30 on the marathon. Yeah. We did the marathon like 2 times already. It was always sold out, and so I think the two completely different type of people.
And when we start with TikTok channel, the difference in audience was huge. For special events, for tickets, not normal tickets, but with discount, and this data show us that TikToks and Instagram's channels have influence for the audience.
Okay. I saw one more hand, and then we'll round
so
up.
This is like more of a experience sharing. We had this problem that many of you have, like we try to do the TikTok and the smart social media, but our employees don't want to. Yeah. So instead we said, okay, we can put all this effort and money, and it's going to cost around, I don't know, €200 per month to do social media. So we said we do normal, boring, informative social media. Just these are the movies, these are the hours, so go watch this movie, standard stuff. But we went to physical media. We print out gifts and like 1+1 popcorn, 1+1 juice, whatever. And we pay the employees to go to the school, and just share it around. Mm-hmm. So like for 10,000 tickets that we give out in the city, you get around 10% back. So it's like 1,000 people show up with the offer in their hand. It's like flyers, but you have something on it. So 1+1 popcorn, for instance, is very profitable for the cinema, because usually 2 people show up and they get 1 popcorn, and maybe they get a juice and 2 tickets. So it works. If you can't do the electronic social media, you do the old school social media and just go.
So your team prefers go with popcorn to school than
in
social media?
Yeah.
They're like, nobody knows me at the school, I talk to the teacher, I give them the flyers, they give them in the classroom, and so on. But
no one can share this video.
They're shy, so.
Now you have to film yourself while doing it and put it on.
Yeah.
No, but of course whatever works for each and every cinema, and I think what you said, the joy of doing it, I'm generally doing Instagram because I like doing it at the moment, and I can take my mind off filling in contracts or doing other things that I enjoy less. So if you, you can see from the TikToks that they had fun making them, and I think it's the joy of doing it that translates. Forcing someone, we have to be on TikTok.
There's also
wouldn't make any sense.
a problem with the results. You have like 100,000 likes and 5 people who buy the ticket. So, but
yeah, that's why I said pick the right events for the right platform. And if you do stuff that doesn't, you can also do stuff just to communicate your identity or just show that you're a fun place without it being measurable. How many tickets have we sold because of this?
This is very important. It's just not tickets, not only tickets. Yeah. It's your brand. It's like, are you interesting for people?
Yeah. Just to be talked about.
Yeah. And then tickets will come. Maybe not directly, but they will.
And to give a complete opposite example, in Ghent, Belgium, there's a cinema who's off all social media. They switched back to only print. It's a choice also, but also staff costs. But and it really works for them because they are very alternative programming, and it suits them perfectly. Like they're dusk.
But do you really think it works for you?
They said that.
Did they say? But
they say.
I've heard very different things.
Well, anyway, publicly they say it works well for them. So I don't know. So but it is. I think at least whether it works or not, I'll leave it in the middle. But it's a clear choice, identity-wise. But I think we'll have to wrap up with the questions, like you know how to address us informally as well. We'll go, so thank you guys, you can take a seat. So, because we're already actually, our time's up for today, however, I'm going to ask 15 more minutes of your time because we're still going to do the workshop because we do believe it is really important to now combine the session on events and on communication and tie them together. We will do it a bit maybe homework-wise. No, not really. Like, so it's a group work and you can stay here for 15 minutes to discuss on it, to come up with a plan. Very important, pick one speaker and then tomorrow morning we'll open with the quick presentations. Very quick, it's just summarize we came up with this idea. Because now we're going to ask you to create a fictive